A super fast train flying at 220 miles per hour. You hop on in San Francisco, sip your coffee, and before you know it, you're in Los Angeles. No traffic, no airport stress, just clean, quiet, and easy travel. That's what California promised in 2008. A high-speed rail that would change the way people move, help the planet, and bring the future closer. But now, it's 16 years later, and there's still no train. Over $100 billion spent, and the dream is still stuck. So what went wrong? Why can't one of the richest states in America finish just one train line? Was the plan too big or just badly handled? In this video, we'll break down the full story behind California's high-speed rail failure, how a bold dream slowly fell apart. This is Built to Collapse, the place where we explore big ideas that were supposed to work, but didn't. If you like stories about money, power, and promises that broke down along the way, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. The dream that started it all. Back in 2008, people in California voted for a big dream. They said yes to building a high-speed train that would go all the way from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It was supposed to travel over 200 miles per hour, turning a 6-hour car ride into less than 3 hours. But this train wasn't just about speed, it was about helping the environment, cutting down traffic, and creating new jobs. It was a new way to travel, cleaner, smarter, and better for the future. The state gave nearly $10 billion to start the project. People were hopeful. Leaders promised something that felt like it came from a sci-fi movie. But what actually happened next surprised everyone. Why California needed it? California is a big state. Driving from San Francisco to Los Angeles takes at least 6 hours. Flying is quicker, but it's stressful, costs a lot, and adds more pollution to the air. So when the idea of a high-speed train came up, it sounded perfect. No traffic, no gas, no airport lines. Just a fast and easy ride between the biggest cities in the state. The train was also supposed to stop in places like Fresno, San Jose, and Anaheim, helping smaller towns grow and connect with the rest of California. But this train wasn't only about comfort. It was also about cleaner air, fewer cars on the road, and more job opportunities. It was meant to help both the economy and the planet. It all sounded great. So what went wrong? The first setbacks. Almost everything went wrong. From the very beginning, the project ran into big problems. Building a high-speed train isn't like building a regular one. It needs brand new tracks, deep tunnels, huge bridges, and a lot of land to build on. But land in California is very expensive, and many people didn't want a train near their homes. Cities argued about where the tracks should go, lawsuits started, and the project got stuck in a mess of legal fights. Then the cost began to grow fast. At first, the train was supposed to cost $33 billion, but after a few years, it jumped to $50 billion, then $70 billion, and now it's over $100 billion. And still, not a single train is running. Political promises and pressure. As time went on, new governors came in, and each had their own ideas about the train. Governor Jerry Brown was one of its biggest supporters. He believed the train was important for California's future, no matter how much it cost. Even when the federal government under President Trump tried to take money back, Brown didn't give up. He kept pushing the project forward. But in 2019, everything changed. Governor Gavin Newsom gave a speech that surprised many people. He said the original plan from San Francisco to Los Angeles was no longer realistic. It was just too big and too expensive. Instead, he said the state would focus on a smaller part first, a 171-mile stretch between two smaller cities, Merced and Bakersfield, in the Central Valley. Some people made fun of the idea. They called it a train to nowhere. But others said it wasn't a failure, it was just a new way to start again. The Central Valley, a new beginning? So, why did they choose to build in the Central Valley? Because it's cheaper and easier there. The land is flat, not many people live there, and it's not as crowded as big cities. Also, construction had already started in that area, so it made sense to keep going instead of starting over somewhere else. Now, the new plan is to finish that small part by 2030 or maybe 2033. This stretch is being used as a kind of test run to show that the high-speed train can work. But here's the crazy part. Just this small section could cost over $35 billion. That's more than 3 times what the whole project was supposed to cost at the start. And even after all that money, it still won't connect the state's biggest cities like San Francisco or Los Angeles. The cost of delay. But why did all of this happen? One big reason is delay. Every time the project got pushed back, things got more expensive, like building materials, worker pay, land prices, and permits. But that's not all. There were also some big planning mistakes. Construction started before the full designs were even ready. That caused problems and surprises later on. Things that took more time and cost more money to fix. Some landowners didn't want to sell their land. Others said the state took too long to pay them. On top of that, strict environmental rules slowed things down even more. Each small problem turned into a big one, and the whole project kept going in circles, stuck in a never-ending mess it couldn't get out of. What could have been? Imagine if everything had gone right. By now, you could ride a fast train from Los Angeles to San Francisco in under 3 hours. No traffic, no airports, just a smooth, quiet trip. It would have been America's first real high-speed train, a big win for travel, jobs, and the environment. But instead, we're left with a half-finished track, sitting in the middle of farmland, and a dream that never came true. The bigger issue: why can't America build? This isn't just California's problem. It shows something bigger, a problem across America. Countries like Japan, China, and France have had fast trains for years. Japan's bullet train started all the way back in 1964. But here we are in 2024, and California still can't finish just 171 miles of track. Why is that? One reason is the slow process. In the US, it takes years to get all the paperwork done. Permits, reviews, lawsuits, everything moves slowly. Another reason is politics. Every few years, a new leader comes in with different ideas. So projects get paused, changed, or even canceled. And of course, there's the money. Big projects need a lot of it. But people can't always agree. Should we spend it on trains, or schools, roads, and housing? That's how good ideas get stuck. What happens next? So, is the project dead? Not yet. There's still work happening in the Central Valley. Crews are building stations, testing tracks, and trying to move forward. Officials now say the first trains might run sometime in the early 2030s. President Biden's infrastructure plan includes money for train projects, and that might help. But nothing is certain. Many people have lost hope. Some still believe. Others think giving up now would waste all the money and time already spent. The truth is, the train isn't moving forward or backward. It's stuck in the middle. What we've learned. This story teaches us an important lesson. Even good ideas can fail if they're not handled well. California wanted to build something amazing, and on paper it really was fast, clean, and good for the planet. But big dreams need more than just good ideas. They need strong planning, clear goals, good leadership, and the strength to keep going even when things get tough. The high-speed rail became a symbol of what happens when those important pieces don't come together. A story still being written. Will we ever ride that high-speed train across California? Maybe one day, maybe never. Right now, it's a $100 billion lesson, a reminder that even big dreams can fall apart. But the story isn't over yet. What happens next depends on California. and the people who still believe in it. Thanks for watching. Be honest, did you think California's high-speed train would be running by now? Do you think it will ever be finished? Or was this project just too big, too slow, and too messy from the start? Let us know what you think in the comments. We'd love to hear your take on it. If you liked this video and want more stories about big plans that fell apart, give it a like, tap that subscribe button, and stick around here at Built to Collapse. Because sometimes the future really is just one train ride away. But only if it ever shows up.